One small lie, just one sentence, it was enough to bury him in a concrete box for 30 long days. Imagine being trapped in a room the size of a closet. No sunlight, no voice to answer back. Just you, four walls, and your mind slowly tearing itself apart, and the craziest part, he didn't even mean for it to happen. This is the story of how one inmate's single lie spiraled out of control and cost him 30 days in solitary confinement. His name was Marcus, 27 years old, serving time for a non-violent offense. He wasn't a troublemaker, he wasn't part of a gang, and everyone knew the rule. If nobody confesses, the whole crew could lose their jobs. The officers lined up the kitchen crew, faces tense, eyes darting. The sergeant gave them two options. Somebody talks or everybody pays. Marcus panicked. He didn't smoke. He didn't stash the cigarettes. But when the sergeant demanded names, Marcus blurted out a lie, just one. He pointed at another inmate, a quiet guy named Terrence. Beat of silence. Terrence froze. His eyes widened, betrayal flashing across his face. But before he could protest, the guards dragged him out. Marcus thought it was over. He thought the problem was solved. But in prison, nothing stays secret. The truth came out that same night. Terrence wasn't the one with the smoke. Word spread fast that Marcus had snitched. And inside, snitching is the deadliest label you can wear. By morning, the kitchen crew refused to work with him. In the yard, guys whispered and stared. Even his cellmate told him, "You messed up, bro. You're walking around with a target on your back." The guards noticed the tension. Picture this, a cell barely 6 feet wide, 10 feet long. Concrete slab for a bed, thin mattress, steel toilet bolted to the wall. No TV, no books unless you're lucky. 1 hour a day in a small cage outside, if the guards remember. For Marcus, the first day was just silence. He paced, he counted bricks, he hummed songs to himself. But by the third day, the silence felt alive, like it pressed against his ears. He swore he could hear whispers in the walls. He started talking to the toilet, flushing just to break the silence. He scratched tallies into the paint. Time didn't move. Minutes stretched like hours. Nights were worse, no sound but his own heartbeat, pounding so loud he thought it might burst. By the second week, Marcus said he saw shadows crawling across the floor even though the lights never went off. He replayed that moment in the kitchen over and over. Why did I lie? Why couldn't I just stay quiet? On day 18, Marcus broke. He slammed his fists against the steel door until his knuckles bled, screaming for anyone, guard, inmate, God himself, to just answer back. The officer slid his meal tray through the slot, looked at him like he was already gone. That's when Marcus realized solitary wasn't about punishment anymore. It was about survival of the mind. He forced himself into routines, push-ups, sit-ups, reciting old rap lyrics, remembering the faces of his family, anything to keep his brain from sinking deeper into the dark. Finally, 30 days later, the door buzzed. Chains clanked. Marcus stepped out, blinking at the fluorescent hallway like a man seeing light for the first time. But things weren't the same. He'd lost his kitchen job. He'd lost the trust of everyone around him. And worst of all, he'd lost a piece of himself in that box. That single lie, just a desperate attempt to dodge trouble, followed him through the rest of his sentence. No one forgot. And Marcus swore that solitary wasn't just 30 days. It was a scar that would never fade. In prison, every word carries weight. One slip, one lie, one mistake can change everything. For Marcus, 30 days in solitary wasn't just punishment. It was proof that in this world, even a whisper can echo like a gunshot. So the next time you think a small lie is harmless, remember Marcus. Because inside those walls, there's no such thing as harmless. If you want more raw stories from inside, the ones they don't put on TV, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment. Could you survive 30 days in solitary? And share this video with someone who thinks they know how tough prison life really is.